Let's get started with today's Monday morning message. Today, I want to be speaking about embracing your journey. A lot of us are on a path, are on a journey. We're doing something different. We're doing something cool. Whether it's starting a new business, whether it's starting a new job, whether it's learning to play the violin, whether it's becoming a dancer. Everybody is on a journey. They're on a path. They're doing something. Well, most of us, right? And the thing is, we have a certain expectation with our journey. We have a certain expectation with the path that we're following. But what happens is, oftentimes, what happens in actuality is different from our expectation. When we expect, when the mind projects, when the mind imagines, it always wants a great, carved out, perfect, gardened path that comes our way. But life often throws challenges at us. Life often throws googly balls at us. Life often throws curved balls at us. And where we get stuck is when we have the expectation that the journey should always be uphill. The journey should always be good, moving from one step to the other in an upward manner. But more often than not, if you see any graph in the world, whether it's in the stock market, whether it's the Himalayan mountain range, whether it's anything, you will see what's important is the graph should eventually grow up, your journey should eventually go up, but in the short term, there will be ups and downs. There will be ups and downs. There will be ups and downs. And that's the way life works. That's the way any journey works. Embracing the journey is about embracing also the downs that come in the journey. Not embracing the journey or wanting only the ups in the journey is kind of like saying, I want to hug somebody, but I only want to hug the left side of them. I don't want the right side of them. How can you half hug somebody? Doesn't work. You got to get the whole. You got to take the whole of it. If you like somebody, if you really want to appreciate somebody, get somebody inside your realm, your aura. Give them a good connect. You got to embrace the whole of it. And same thing with our journey. You start a new company. You're trying to learn the violin and become a violinist. You got to take the ups and downs. You got to embrace both. You can't half hug somebody. You know what's a funny quote that I read the other day and I was like, wow, this is a crazy deep quote. And it said, the obstacles are not in the journey. You know, when we're in a journey, when we're doing something, we often see obstacles in the journey. And it said, the obstacles are not in the journey. The obstacles are the journey. The obstacles are the journey. You're going up trekking in the Himalayas and you see a big boulder. And you see this is an obstacle. But only when you cross the obstacle, you come to a part where you can take yourself to the next level. So the boulder, was it actually in the journey or was it part of the journey? Because if you cross the boulder, only then you get to the next state. So the obstacles are not in the journey. The obstacles are the journey. And the idea of today's MMM is to tell you there will be ups and downs in the journey, but what's important is we got to embrace the whole of it. We got to take the whole of it together and not pick out only the good parts and leave out the bad parts, because something like that does not happen. It's like trying to half hug a person without taking their right side into the hug, only left side. Doesn't work. Luna, so pretty much you inspired us to take this topic up for today, embracing your journey, right? It was a theme that you had recommended and I loved it. So I want to hear from you, especially being a singer-songwriter, somebody who's living in Spain. You're living off an island near the African coast of Spain. Wow. Yeah. So you're a singer-songwriter from there. How is it? In terms of your journey of being a singer-songwriter? Of course, it's not a very conventional path, right, to take. So tell us a little bit more about embracing the journey and how your experience of it is.
Absolutely. I think it's as you said, it's not a traditional path. Like if you become a doctor, you're probably just gonna go study and then eventually you're a doctor. You have like a very clear path to go, and that path will also have hurdles and what you just described, you know, it always goes up and down. That's going to be in any path. But especially when you do something creative, or when you, what you said, start a business, or you're a singer-songwriter like I am, you can't predict anything really. Things just get thrown at you, and you need to kind of see, what can I do with this? How can I work this out? And keep going. And having expectations, as you said, you have these expectations of it's just going to go up, and it's never going to be like that. So you really just have to learn to say, day by day, I'm going to focus not on the graph, on the whole graph and this big mountain. I'm just going to focus on every single day is my journey. Every single day I see, what can I do today to take a little step closer to where I want to go. And I feel like that's, for me, the main thing about embracing your journey. It's acknowledging that there are highs and lows, as you described. I love the metaphor with, you can't hug like only one side of a person. That is so true. If you're going to go a path and you're committing to a path, you're going to have to accept that it's not always going to be happy, amazing, and light, because it's not. I mean, we're on planet Earth. It's not how it works. But you can still tell yourself, this is what I love. And even on the low times, I'm still going to focus on, okay, this is today, this is one bad day, tomorrow is another good day. Take it step by step, and as soon you really, when you start focusing on your little tiny baby steps instead of on the big thing, all of a sudden you're looking back and you're like, oh, I'm on top of this mountain already. And it's much less overwhelming. And I feel like that's the way I have been taking it with my music too. I started out releasing music when I was still in school, didn't promote it a lot, it was very small, it was very nothing. I was lucky because my dad actually has a home studio, so I could just start recording at home immediately, which is a huge privilege. So I just started off on top of a little mountain already, which was my privilege, which I'm so grateful for. But then I had to kind of learn after school to decide, do I want to commit to this journey, right? Do I want to go to university, which was obviously an option, or do I want to become an indie artist, which is what I ended up doing? And that is a decision to make. It's a really big one, and the only way to really do that is to embrace and say, okay, I'm choosing a path that's not easy, that is not predictable, but I know in my heart this is what makes me happy, this is what I love, this is what I need to do, because otherwise, what am I doing with my life if I'm not doing what really fills me with joy and what I can also take to bring joy to others with? So I took that decision. And it was not easy. There were a lot of highs, a lot of lows, moments where maybe I was like, oh, I have no idea, where is this going to go? But in the end, I really learned to say, okay, this is my journey, and I love my journey. And some days it's going to be harder to love your journey than others. It's human. It's very easy to say big, wise words, and there's still going to be a day where I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be like, why am I doing this? Oh my God, this is hard. And that is okay, and that is wonderful. But in the end, if you just keep loving and appreciating the path that you're on, I strongly believe, and it's what life has shown me, that you will get wherever you want to get. Sometimes in a very different way that you may have thought, like what you said, you can't predict it. Maybe you thought you were going to be a pop star, which I don't think I'm ever going to be. I don't really want to be a pop star. And you end up writing songs for films. You know, you don't know, but you can be living from music, and you can find your path. And I think that is really something that once you accept it's not predictable, but it's mine, and I'm just going to react and work towards it, then it becomes so much easier than when you just have that like goal, I want to do this, and it's just so huge, and you're only focusing on that goal when you really should be focusing on the path that you're on. So I think that is sort of my outlook on it. Also want to quickly say hi to Becca, who just tuned in.
Hi to everybody tuning in. Dude, I love what you said about taking it day by day, you know. Oftentimes we get overwhelmed and not embrace our paths because we look at this big picture and we see like all where to go. But what we can do is make it actionable and bite-sized by focusing on day by day. Like you did today, dude. You woke up at 4:30 a.m. You take a decision, like 4 a.m. probably woke up to come join us here. And that was awesome. And it also shows the kind of love you have for your path to wake up at 4 a.m. to say yes to doing a live with us. Wow, awesome. Luna, having the opportunity to have you on live, we do not want to miss the opportunity to hear from you. And I know you have some songs and stuff prepared for us. So Awesome. We got the guitar ready too.
Of course, of course. I even tuned it for you, especially.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. A tuned
Yeah.
guitar is definitely pleasant to hear.
Oh yeah, if it's not in tune, well. Yeah, I actually think that a lot of my songs fit what we just talked about because, you know, the music that I write obviously draws from my reality. I'm going to write about the things that I know. And
Yeah.
the uncertainty of this journey is definitely something that I know. So I think I should play my latest release because I feel like it really plays into what you were talking about with the highs and the lows. It's called High Low, High Low. Is it okay if I quickly tell you the story behind it? Because I feel like it's
Please do, please do, please do.
so last year and this year, I mean, it's been crazy, hasn't it? It was just no one has seen it coming with the pandemic. So many awful things happening in the world. And for creative people, it's been really hard because everything shut down. We could not play live. A lot of things were delayed. In my case, I had planned to move to Germany last year because that was sort of my place to be, and I still believe that it is. I will move there eventually, but they're still in lockdown. And I had like this big picture, right? What we just talked about, this big picture of moving to Germany, starting to play live every weekend, and taking off. That's my place. That's what I'm going to do. That's, you know, it doesn't have to be big, but that was what. And then COVID happens. Everything shuts down. I already had planned a little tour for Germany. I had booked places and it was cancelled. It was really funny because, well, not funny, a bit sad. I was going to get my driver's license 2 days after the first lockdown started. It was like just cancelled. So basically everything that I was working for in that moment suddenly just didn't happen anymore. And it definitely took me to, I would definitely call it a low. It was like, oh no, this is really bad. Like, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
But then eventually, after a couple of weeks of lockdown, I realized maybe I can still play a tour. Now, a lot of people would have said, you're crazy to play a tour. Like, when are you going to do this? How are you going to do this? But I ended up saying, okay, maybe I can organize like a socially distanced garden tour through like my fans' houses. Just let's be creative. Let's try it. You know, why not? We can make things happen. So I organized it and I had 4 concerts. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Germany. I have family there. I can stay with them. I'm going to play those 4 concerts, going to see where it goes and just embrace the journey, see what happens. And I went there, and out of those 4 concerts, I ended up organizing 11 concerts. I played for 2.5 months. All my costs were covered by the concerts. I did not lose any money. I actually earned money, which was super amazing. And of course, I wouldn't have earned money if I didn't stay at my grandma's place a lot of time. I do have to mention that. She supported my grandma is amazing. Big shout out to her. But the point is, it was a situation where I was at a big low, and then I managed to pull myself out of it and go for a high. I also got my
You also got your driver's license. Amazing. Concert, driver's license, you made everything happen.
Everything happened. Well, not the way that I expected it. You know, that there we are again, you know. I could have just said, this was my goal, it's not happening, I'm sad, goodbye. But instead I was like, okay, this is what I'm working with, let's see where we can take it one day. So I feel like it really shows what we were talking about, right? And on the first day of that tour, I wrote this song because I was just it was a kind of low, and I played it at all the concerts on that tour, and it just became sort of my traveling companion. And now that I've talked a lot, maybe I should actually start singing.
Okay, good to know the backstory of the song, though.
Yeah, I feel like it really illustrates what we were talking about. I hope that my morning voice won't be too terrible. Feeling high on the highway, I see you walk go by. Feeling high on the highway, I'm quite alright. Feeling low in my hometown, I close the door and start to cry. Feeling low in my hometown, I'm burning inside. And I aim at the ceiling, but I get the feeling that I'm gonna fall. And there's this fear in my bones as I reach for the stars while fighting my voice. And I don't know feel our hearts beating closer, looking over your shoulder. I know your eyes are closed. I've never felt colder in a crowded room. And I am so happy that it makes me sad. My mind has a gift to turn bad to good and good to bad. And I ain't met the ceiling, but I get the feeling that I'm gonna fall up. And there's this fear in my bones as I reach for the stars while fighting my words. And I don't know where this path is gonna go. High, low, that's all I know. This life is a roller coaster, me and me. What can I do when I feel our hearts beating closer? Will I fall again, or will I learn to stand tall? Will I cry again, or will I learn to fly? Oh, will I learn to fly?
Wow.
High, low, that's all I know. This life is a roller coaster, me, you. What can I do when I feel our hearts beating closer? High, low, that's all I know. This life is a roller coaster, me, you. What can I do when I feel our hearts beating closer? When I feel our hearts beating closer.
Wow. Keller, that's so good. I can't believe that you wrote that song on the first day of your concert, and it really the essence message is so good. It's literally what we spoke about, high, low, right? You don't know where the path's gonna go, but all you know is there's gonna be highs and lows, and you just gotta keep riding the wave of the highs and lows together. Luna, that was awesome.
Thank you. This was the 4 a.m. version.
The 4 a.m. version of your song, High, Low.
Hello. Yeah.
That's awesome. Luna, do you have anything else for us, or shall we call it a day? What do you say?
I mean, I can play another one. I am awake
Yeah.
now, so
Let's do it. Let's do one more since you're awake.
I might as well make the best out of it. But let me get a sip of tea though. The elixir of life. Also, an important thing on your journey and on your path, find the little things that comfort you and make you happy. That's something I've realized. Small things can make you just as happy as big things if you appreciate them enough. Okay, so I did write, because when you asked me about topics that we could talk about and I brought this up, I said it kind of shines through almost all my songs in one way or another. And it is true. And this was my most recent release, but before I released an EP, which is the Alice is in Love of the Mad Hatter EP, inspired in Alice in Wonderland. And one of the scenes in Alice in Wonderland kind of goes exactly where we were with our conversation. It's where, I don't know, are you familiar with the books of Alice in Wonderland? I don't know if they're a thing over there, but they're definitely a thing over here. And there's a scene where Alice meets the cat, Cheshire Cat. She's wandering through Wonderland, and she asks the cat, which path should I take? You know, like, where should I go? And then the cat says, well, where do you want to go? And she says, I don't know. And then the cat says, well, then it doesn't really matter what path.
Take any path, yeah.
It's a pretty famous part of it. And that inspired me to write a song called I Don't Know Where I'm Going. I wrote it with my lovely friend Pablo here. And it's basically about, if you don't know where you're going, you can't get lost. And this way is your home, which is exactly also a bit what we talked about with, you know, every step of the journey is what matters, and not just that big goal at the end of it. And it's okay to not know exactly where that journey is going, as long as you're on your path and you embrace that path. So it's probably a good one to end on. Now let's hope that the 4 a.m. version of this song is also presentable. A little bit more of fuel, singer-songwriter fuel. Okay, ready?
Let's go.
3,000 miles from home, trying to say that I will get there soon. 30 days I walk down this way, singing my madness to the moon. I met a cat on a tree, and it talked to me about things we don't see. I asked it, how do I know which is the right way to go to get me home? And it said, don't look for a reason, don't look for another way, 'cause any way will get you home. You can't get lost if you don't know where you're going, and any way will get you home. It's the right way, they say, if you just go your way home. No, you aren't lost, just go and trust yourself. I felt so lost in life, felt like I'd never arrived. My perspective was wrong. If I don't know where I'm going, I can't get lost. This way is my home. Home is the right way, they say, if you just go your way home. No, you aren't lost, just go and trust yourself. And maybe tonight I'm not getting home, and maybe I don't know where I wanna go. Maybe tonight we'll knock on the wrong door, and maybe tonight we'll sleep on the floor, but it's alright. I'm already home, I'm already home, this is right. I don't have to know where I wanna go, 'cause this way is my home.
Wow. It doesn't matter if we gotta sleep on the floor tonight. That's awesome. I love it.
It doesn't matter as long as you're home on your way. I think that's just another way to say, as long as you're true to yourself, right? Just stay true to yourself and be yourself and do what you love and trust yourself, trust your heart. And that sounds cheesy. It's not always the easiest way, but I think in the end it is the way that it's worth it the most.
Wow. Luna, thank you so much for joining us live at the hour that you did and enlightening us with awesome insights and having some great performances for us, sharing your talent with us live here. It was great to connect with you and great to have you on the show today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's really fun to talk to you. I also enjoy watching some of your previous episodes. You always have very good metaphors and very wise words. I don't know if I'll be tuning in live to too many of them because it is pretty early, but I'll definitely keep following you. So thank you so much for...
Sure. Same here. Same here. Thank you for your kind words. Worth it, MMM. We talked about embracing your journey. You can't half hug a person. You got to embrace your whole journey. There's going to be ups and lows. And Luna told us, take one day at a time. And she showed us through her beautiful songs that it's okay to embrace the journey. It's okay to have the highs and the lows. It's okay if you need to sleep on the floor once in a while, as long as you stay true to yourself, and you'll always be guided home. You'll always be guided to where you need to go. Much love, folks. That is it from my side. I'm always happy to be here live Monday 9 a.m. India time with you guys, sharing a new message. And I can't wait to continue that.